Air.
Water.
Fire.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku and the arrival of a strange comet in the sky, members of all nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
My name is Bree, also known as Pretty Pixel, and I am playing Sherva, a warrior from the Fire Nation.
I play Marco, a firebender from the Fire Nation.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Oki, a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
I'm Brandon, and I'm Rung Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hey, I'm Dave, and my character is Al, the airbender from the Air Nomads.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen. I'm the dungeon master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers. Say hello, ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hello, Ray.
No, don't say that, just say hello. No, just say hello every fucking time.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to our Avatar Legends stream. We're powering through Avatar Legends. We're up to episode 8 tonight. Can you believe that? We're almost at double digits. It's crazy. I know. You're stumped for words. It's such an incredible achievement. Really, really exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody who joined us last night for our regular Tyranny of Dragons stream. Last night for our D&D stream, for those of you unaware, we had 7 people playing. We had our 2 guest characters stick around for 1 extra session along with our 5 regular players. 7 people in our D&D stream. It was absolutely hectic, but also huge amount of fun. So thank you so much to Tom and Jacob who came in for our guest spot. Dave, you know Jacob, that's Cass's partner. He jumped in for a couple of sessions of D&D with us, which was really fun. Looking forward to getting those 2 back at some point in the future, possibly on the Avatar stream as well. I reckon they'd have a lot of fun with Avatar, and they're both fans of Avatar The Last Airbender, so they'd be good on that. Apart from that, the only other news I've got is that you won't be seeing my beautiful face next week at all. There will be no streams at all next week. I am out of action next week. I'm taking a bit of annual leave. I'll be heading out to a remote island in the Moreton Bay area of Brisbane, where I will not have access to phone nor internet. So I will miss your beautiful faces as well. So I miss you. But the good news is, after that, when I get back, Avatar's continuing, Tyranny of Dragons continuing, and we are now going to be doing some Pokemon Legends Arceus. I just finished today the last of the artwork for the stream. I've got the introduction video, I've got animated overlays, and everything is all finished, so it is going to be absolutely hectic. And I now have a live team builder at the bottom of the stream, so when I'm playing, my party will be updated live at the bottom so you can see which Pokemon I'm playing with. I don't yet know how many Pokemon you can have in your party. I have assumed 6. Hopefully that's the case. We'll have to discover that as we go along. But I'm very hyped for that game. So that's going to be lots and lots of fun. Looking forward to that. That will be starting not next week, but the week after. But that's all the news from me. Any news from anybody else? Any fun news to share? Bree, what have you been playing recently on your stream?
I've actually been playing a bit of Witch It, which is a prop hunting game where you play as
Yes.
witches
Yes.
turning different objects, and then the hunters throw potatoes at you.
Yeah, I know this game well. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wish it had servers in our area that we could
Yes.
actually play on the official servers, but they're all at
Yes.
200 plus ping. And I've been playing a lot of TFT because I'm a degenerate.
Also good. So make sure to go and check out.
TFT.
Same.
Fantastic.
So bad.
I'm doing the Witch It now, though.
Witch is good. No, Witch is great. Witch is really fun. Wait for it to come on sale, though, I'd say.
What rank are you? Oh, no, go on G2A. It's $12.
Go to G2A.
Nice.
Free shout out to
Go
G2A. And also make sure you go check out Pixel at her channel, twitch.tv/prettypixel. Make sure you go and watch her stuff as well. Lucifer, what have you been streaming?
Just a bit of Valorant and I think Dead by Daylight. Yes, that seems about right.
You think
Halo.
Dead by Daylight.
And Halo,
Halo.
apparently Halo as well.
You've definitely been streaming Halo. I've seen you been. I've been ghosting you watching Halo.
I have
He forgets about streams as much as he forgets how to aim.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that right.
Jesus. I was about to
Honestly,
say shots fired, but at least
They
it's
were.
not quite the issue there.
Playing
Yeah, that's the
everyone's hit
problem.
at least.
Yeah. That's the issue. Right. I think we should jump into our lovely Avatar Legends stream. Unless anyone else got any news, any other fun things from anybody else? No.
I'll come back to you.
Okay. At the end of the stream, you'd be like, "Oh, I just did Avatar Legends. It was really fun." That's right. That's it. That's what you do. Awesome. Well, we better jump in. So I will do a little bit of a longer recap as well, just to refresh people who might not remember. If you're just joining us for the first time this year after last year, I'll give you a bit of a longer recap. Our story has been following Shurva and Marco of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Oki of the Water Tribe, and Aal of the Air Nomads. The children of important ambassadors of each of the 4 nations, they had been attending a historic summit at the Beifong estate. With the recent death of Avatar Roku and the arrival of a strange comet in the sky, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. After being captured by the Dai Li, the group have managed to escape into the Si Wong Desert. After some assistance from a friendly sandbender Ai, the group sought refuge in the Misty Palms Oasis and acquired a sandship of their own. Spending some downtime, the group discussed their plans and prepared for the journey ahead, but after Marco revealed his identity to the local Earth Kingdom soldiers, the group were forced to flee the oasis with 2 Earth Kingdom students in tow, who were searching for the lost library of Wan Shi Tong. Locating the library deep within the desert, the group spent some time exploring and learnt some interesting information from the various historical and bending scrolls contained within. However, their time in the library was cut short by the arrival of a number of firebenders and Fire Nation soldiers led by a priest of the Fire Nation. After successfully avoiding these newcomers as they entered the group soon drew attention to themselves and were surrounded by the Fire Nation soldiers. As the situation quickly began to grow tense, Wan Shi Tong arrived and impatiently asked for an explanation for the ruckus. He coughed just like that. The Fire Nation priest revealed that 5 of our heroes are now wanted for the murder of the Fire Nation ambassador, Marco's father, and conspiring to disrupt the peace summit. After attempting to clear their names, the argument between the group and the Fire Nation enraged Wan Shi Tong, who began sinking the library deep into the sands. While the Fire Nation and our heroes attempted to flee, Aal and Oki were able to convince Wan Shi Tong to allow the 2 students, Lee and me, to escape as well. As the sandstorm around the library intensified, a fight broke out between the Fire Nation soldiers and our heroes. Despite a few tense moments, the group were able to emerge victorious, and as the sandstorm closed in around them, they found themselves back in the desert, their sandship undamaged. The moon, however, showed that time in the library had passed far faster than the outside world. Oki was able to estimate that in fact 2 days had passed by while they were stuck inside the library. After that, our group decided to head deeper into the desert, choosing to head for the Si Wong Rock, a large meteorite comet that had crashed into the desert sands untold years ago, and now formed the basis of travel through the desert, being a magnetic rock. All compasses were aligned to this massive construct. Lee and me decided to leave the party at this point, thinking that possibly their options, weighing up the options of being with the party and being on their own in the desert, potentially being on their own in the desert was a safer option. And so Lee and me have actually left the party to try and seek out the lost library of Wan Shi Tong. The group headed deeper into the desert. Ooh.
I don't know.
You okay, Ellie?
Dylan
I'll just
had
mute her for the
headphones
moment. You right there, Ellie?
Yeah, house isn't on fire, we don't think.
That's a good start.
Sorry, every smoke alarm in the place just went off.
Oh, wow. Oh, that'll be fun. Just keep playing. We'll let you know if we see any fire in the background.
Yeah.
So the group decided to try and get past the Fire Nation blockade, which had been set up. The Fire Nation having taken control of the Si Wong Rock, and were in the process of performing some excavation on its surface. As a large tank emerged from the Fire Nation encampment, the group were able to bluff their way past, very, very much on the edge of a knife roll there. That was so close that failed. They just managed to make their way into camp, pretending to be university students from the University of Ba Sing Se. And we left off at the end of last session as they arrived at the base of the Si Wong Rock, the sandship coming to a stop underneath the shadow of this large monolith. The sound of buzzing very gently from inside the rock sort of does emerge every so often. You can hear this low buzzing hum. And you also saw, as you were arriving, a group of Fire Nation soldiers burning a number of the buzzard hornets, which were emerging from the rocks. And that is where we left off last session. I pass back over to our lovely players. At this point, I'm going to say Rung is packing up the sandship while Brandon deals with the potential fire in his house. Rung is currently packing down the sandship, getting everything packed up, hiding it away, tucking the sail away, trying to sort of take control of the sandship again. So for the moment, I pass over to Oki, Sherva, Al, and Marco. Well, the four of you, what would you be doing?
Al is helping the pack up.
Okay, perfect.
He's just lingering around and just like, well, how can I help? What can I do?
Yeah.
And he's just standing there, really, just getting in the way.
Absolutely. So Al and Rung are then focusing on packing up the sand ship. Marco, what are you up to?
I got a couple things. Sherva, can you help me for a second?
Sure.
I pull out my sword. Can you cut my hair off?
I 100% thought you were gonna stab me.
Jesus, really?
Jesus Christ, who do you think I
don't know
am?
why, but I was just like, okay, this is my death. Cool. Sure. How sure do you want it?
That's up to you.
All right.
I
I
just
just grab
I
him
just
by
don't
the
wanna be
ponytail and
recognized.
cut the whole thing off.
Don't want to be recognized.
Okay, so this is a pretty big moment, Marco. You are at this point severing your connection to your family in a way. Yeah.
Yep, they're dead. No, yep, this is great, going well.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick look. What's your balance between? What's your
Oh, it's currently headed towards forgiveness.
Okay. And what's your other side? Forgiveness and action.
Yep.
You're actually going to take a step towards action. Cutting your hair off is not forgiving yourself. You are moving away from.
I'm back in the middle. Okay.
Back in the middle.
Expecting that.
Absolutely. This is definitely moving your balance. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. This is the start.
To prevent you from having like a weird bald patch, I like grab your hair and like pull it all down into like a low ponytail and I chop it off.
Okay, Sherva, I'm going to have you.
Side sweep.
Yeah, exactly. Sherva, could I have you roll with creativity? I want to see how good a job you do.
Oh, fuck.
Bowl cut? Fuck yes.
This is an early roll.
Oh, just know. This is how stupid I look. Fail.
Creativity? I
Creativity.
was 0 on that, so...
10.
Hey!
10, full success.
You've got that sexy Zuko cut going on.
Yeah, almost, yeah, exactly right. No, 100%. So, Sherva, you've occasionally, as a soldier and guard, occasionally you've had to cut your own hair when you've been out on long patrol and things like that. You've occasionally had to cut your own hair, and you're not too bad at it.
Missing.
Yeah, exactly. You're not too bad at it. So you gather up clumps of his hair and start hacking away, and you know enough to sort of feather a little bit. As he offers the sword, you would immediately turn the sword down and take a dagger out because the sword is going to be fucking impossible to cut his hair with. Way too heavy.
Imagine trying to like feather hair with a sword.
It's not happening. No. Dagger, yes. Sword, no.
Pitch black Vin Diesel, just like grease and just like a bit of jagged metal, just.
Jesus.
Yep.
But no, you do actually do a fairly good job. Shaggy Zuko hair, I see in the chat. Shaggy Zuko hair indeed. As you look over at Marco, as the rest of you sort of like are focusing on things and turn around, Marco as he returns, no longer is his hair up in the braid. It is now Shaggy Zuko cut. Marco, am I going to have to update your character art?
You don't have to. No.
Ali's nodding. All right, I'll update your character art. It's fairly easy.
Drag
to do.
and drop like a terrible a copied out like piece on him, just like some really bad clip art there.
I could do that, or I could. Okay, I'll do that.
Like those clip-in bangs that you can buy.
Yeah.
And they're like not the right hair color to match your actual hair.
Yeah, obviously.
I can. I'll look at it. I'll look at what we can do.
Then
I'll give him the
after
Shrek
that's
ears
done,
as well.
I would like to go to Oki.
Yes.
Oki, how good are you at healing people?
I wouldn't say it's my specialty. The village spent a very long time trying to get me to learn to heal, and I kind of refused to learn out of spite.
Okay, cool.
You hear like rung from the distance. What?
I can try. I can do my best. I technically can heal, but
Arguably one of the best abilities that waterbenders have access to, and Oki's like, yeah, fuck that, I don't want to do it.
Yep. I see.
You don't tell me what to do.
A very strong motivator.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. But would you be able to not make sure the wound goes away, but just heal it enough so that it won't be a problem?
what? You're not gonna cut your arm off or anything, are you?
No.
That was convincing.
Tell me what the plan is first. Like, as long
I
as it's
just
not.
don't want to be seen by Fire Nation people. They know who I sort of am. I'm more
What are you gonna do?
recognizable
Punch
than
yourself
everyone
in
else.
the face?
Not quite.
Look, all I can promise is I will do my very best, and maybe if these guys can help me in some whatever way, but all I can do is my
Okay.
best.
I'm still thinking.
Would
Don't
Ru-
worry.
would
It's all
Rung
just
hear
it's all
this?
just a plan.
No,
It's
probably
all
not at this point.
hypothetical.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
If you're wanting to change your appearance, I mean, there are easier ways to do it. Like, you could burn some wood to make some charcoal, darken up around the eyes,
Oh, actually.
change the facial features. You can use the charcoal to bring your jawline in. I mean, there are other options other than physically maiming yourself.
Okay, out here teaching him how to contour.
Yeah.
I see. Never thought of that,
Give yourself
actually.
a fake beard, you know, like.
I work hard for this, thank you very much. No.
You could stick
You
some of the
change
hair I
your
just cut off back
hairline.
onto your face.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Okay. Okay, I didn't
Use
think
some
of that.
sticky sap, cactus sap.
Okay. It was all just a hypothetical. It's all good.
Please
Should
don't
be
maim
big bag
yourself
if you
as a
want.
disguise.
Wouldn't think of it.
Sound
Good.
convincing.
What? Sorry?
Can I maim you for a disguise?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Can I offer to maim someone?
Why are we maiming people? What's happening?
As you guys are talking and obviously not paying much attention to what's going on around you, I'm very pleased to hear. You are interrupted by a polite cough from behind you.
Hello?
As you turn around, you see a probably mid-20s looking woman, very short cropped hair into a bit of a pixie cut, blonde with some brownish streaks through it, holding a clipboard dressed in very practical desert clothing, but with a Fire Nation emblem, Fire Nation emblems all on it. Excuse me.
Yes,
Hi.
Karen?
Sorry, I was just packing away my towels. Hello.
It's Kara, actually.
Oh, fucking of course it is.
Yes. I was just. I was notified that you were coming from the from Ba Sing Se University. Is that correct?
Yes.
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 Jesus Christ! Try to be a little bit more convincing. Right. Wait. Rung, you said yes just then. She looks at you.
Yeah.
Clearly packing up a
Perfect.
sand ship dressed in sand-bending robes. Goes, oh, I'm sorry. I assumed you were came with the ship.
Oh yeah, came the ship. It's one of those things when you go on a holiday, you want to dress like everyone else out here, and clothes are rather fitting for the weather. I don't know how you handle it with all the black. You hot?
He takes his studies really seriously.
Yes.
Rung, she's dressed in very light reds and oranges. Very, very practical desert wear.
Yes.
She sort of looks down at what she's wearing, looks back at you, and sort of looks a bit confused. Then turns towards the two clearly Fire Nation. Oh no! Only Sherva currently has her hair with the Fire Nation clip because Andrew's just cut his off. She turns back to you, Sherva, and goes, "Right. I was told that there were two members of the Fire Nation who had been maybe studying abroad, or not quite sure."
Just me. My colleague actually left. We lost track of him a little while ago, actually.
She like turns and looks at the open desert and goes, "Oh, that's terrible. We'll need to get a search party out right away. He'll perish in the desert."
Well, she does
Probably.
have the personality of two people, really. Yeah, all right. Much house.
Are you not concerned for your comrade?
Honestly,
He stormed off. He was really angry at us, and we were like, "No, don't go. We're in the middle of a desert." He's like, "Screw you guys. I'm gonna go do my own thing." And like, we're like, maybe don't do that. There are sandworms out there." And he was like,
It's only
As
about
he
the
evacuates
multicultural
slowly.
hub of the desert. I don't know what it was.
You're taking a man's life very, very cheaply. I'm a bit disturbed.
I mean, you can send a search
who-
party
who
out
are
if
you?
you want, but
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Be good for him.
I'm lost for words. Anyway, I need you to sign in before you have access to the site. She holds the clipboard forward.
Oki takes it first of all
Yeah.
and comes up with a name that sounds vaguely Earth Nation-y.
Tell me what that name is.
Beifong Sediment.
Beifong sediment. In my mind, the time it took you to answer that is the time it took Oki to write that down. As she looks at you, she's like, "Oh, I just need you to just sign your name there on the line. That's clearly." She like points on the page.
Sorry, I'm just relearning to write. Long story.
Wait, aren't you from the university?
she
Yes,
had a bit
it
of
was
a
a-
brain injury, bit of a knock on the head. It was that
Yeah,
dude that walked off. He hit her over the head before he left.
Special
That's
studies.
why I'm not
My,
all that concerned about him. Like I said, he was a bit of a dick.
my. Well, thank you for signing your name. Beifong sediment. Okay. And hands it over to Marco.
I just do a quick scribble, so it's not readable, but it's clearly letters.
She looks at it and goes, sorry, I can't quite make out what this says. What was your name?
Can't you read it?
No, I cannot.
Kind of a doctor.
My name's
Quite.
Paul.
Paul. I've never heard such an odd name before.
It's more of a nickname, but it's stuck. So I just.
Then if it's a nickname, you cannot use a nickname. I need your actual name. This is for your university credit points to validate your presence here. I'll be validating your attendance with your tutors tonight.
Do I believe her?
Do you want to do
I
a?
feel like she's actually just been sent here to like spy on us.
Yeah, no. Look, you can if you don't think you believe her, you can absolutely roll. I believe it is a. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'd probably be assess a situation. I would say. Yeah.
Inside check.
Insight check.
Yes. But in Avatar Legends, it's assess a situation.
Yes.
4. Marco, you
four.
have no idea. It sounds up front. What's she saying? She hands the clipboard to Oki.
I've already signed.
Oh
would you
yes,
like me to
sorry.
sign it again?
She hands it over towards Sheva. She just seems really like she's not looking at you, Oki. She's looking at in quotes Paul.
But I did want to ask. You said that you were going to talk to our tutor. Do you have a form of communication out here?
Yes, I'll send a hawk.
They make it through the desert. The buzzard wasps aren't an issue for them.
Oh, no, not while we control the Si Wong Rock.
That makes sense. Those buzzard wasps are a pain.
Yes, the smell of them burning each morning. Oh. She sort of turns her nose up and seems a bit disturbed. She hands the clipboard to Sheva.
I write down Kark Arrot.
Arrett. This is going to be Pips and Paddleopodopoulos the third, isn't it? She looks, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is that with a C still, or does it have a K?
Got to have a K for everything, right?
We'll do Ks.
Karen. Someone is a special K. She sort of looks at the clipboard and goes, Carrot, if you're not taking
Cack?
this... Cack? Carrot. If you're not taking
name's
this
Cack.
seriously... Can you please make me a trick roll?
Fuck.
What do you mean? You're flat out lying to this woman with a stupid name. Of course you're going to have to roll.
We're all flat out lying. What's his dick said Paul?
Yeah. Yeah. And she had a threshold for how much bullshit she was willing to put up with, and by 3 people bullshitting with her, she's starting to become a bit more suspicious. 7. Okay, so partial success. So let me quickly refresh on what happens with a partial success. So for trick, on a 7 to 9, you They stumble, take +1 acting against them. They act foolishly. They overcommit. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, so she is going to. So you get to actually. So you get to pick which one. So you can pick whether they stumble, they act foolishly, or they overcommit. So stumble means take +1 forward to acting against them. Act foolishly, you get an additional opportunity that they give you by saying something stupid or doing something stupid. And then overcommit, they are deceived for some time.
I will say they act foolishly because Oki will do something funny with it.
Okay. As she's sort of reading this and sort of looking a bit confusedly at you, she goes to get the quill and dip it back in the ink and spills the ink all over the page as she is trying to re-dip the thing, and the ink just goes everywhere. She goes, oh no, oh dear,
Oh, did you
gosh.
get any on you?
She holds up her hands, which are now drenched in this black ink, and the hems of her robes. Oh
Quickly,
dear.
Put it in the sand. Rub it in the sand before it spreads. You should know this.
Yes, right, yes. She begins rubbing her hands in the sand.
Yep.
And
Go
this
on,
now
get it off.
her hands are now all stuck because the ink is sticky and a bit gluey, and now her hands are covered in sand.
Oki pulls out a water skin and it's just she's like, here, give me your hands, and rub them together while I pour some water on it, and hopefully the abrasiveness of the sand is helping to remove some of the ink from my hand.
And that's a good question. Is squid ink oil based or water based? That's going to be really important for me to know.
Oh, the fun's of being a DM.
Oil or water based? I want to know if it's water soluble or
Water,
not.
right?
I want to know what your Google search history looks like.
It's water, right?
Your CIA agent is confused all the time.
It's insoluble in both water and organic solvents. Bad news. So
It's not coming off.
nothing happens. As you are pouring the water over, it's just getting this filmy layer over the sand. And she's going, oh no, this isn't working at all.
This isn't charcoal-based ink, is it?
It's squid ink.
Why would you need?
Well, so no, it's
and Rung gets a
it's
towel out
mole
from the
squid
sand.
ink. It's mole squid ink. I can't get this off.
That's not coming off. Maybe no. That's probably a very bad idea.
Rung hands her a towel to
Where's this
clean her
towel coming
someone.
from?
I bought 2 or 3 towels before I left. I gave one towel away. So there's 2 Actually, I bought a towel for each person in the central...
I
North
do remember
Portugal
that, yeah, because you were
desert.
doing a Hitchhiker's
Yeah.
Guide to the Galaxy reference, and
Yeah, that's it.
no one gave you props for it. I noticed at the time as well, so I decided I wouldn't
I
either.
always remember a towel.
Yeah, you pull out the towel, hand her a towel. She goes, thank you, and begins trying to use the towel to scrape off. She is somewhat successful, but there's still this filmy, oily layer of ink and sand on her hands, and now all over the towel too. The towel is soiled.
It's now a Rorschach test.
It is now a Rorschach test, yeah. And you can see that her hands are actually staining this blackish blue color from the ink. Oh dear. They're going to call me Blue Fingers again. It's unacceptable.
Again?
This has happened before.
So you know how
still
you get
use
off then?
squinting.
Oh, yes, I have to. It's part of the regulations. Squid ink's more
Well,
durable.
anyway, we have a lot of research work that we need to be doing before we go back to uni, so can
Yes,
we get
right.
back to it?
Of course, yes. Apologies. I'll take you to the site.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, this is just everywhere. She's trying to wipe it on her clothes now and just leaving these dark stains all over. Incidentally, a stain like a Lost Archives t-shirt. As she carries on walking, she begins walking away. Do you guys follow? Is the question I need to know.
Is
Yes.
the ship hidden?
Not hidden, but it's packed up.
Parked, but yeah.
He started following.
Yeah,
Okay, beautiful.
follow.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I'll follow.
In that case, then, yeah, as you guys follow, she leads you around from underneath the shadow of the Si Wong Rock. As you begin to come around the corner, you see a number of Fire Nation tents set up, a number of tarpaulins and tents that have been erected. Some of these for sleeping, some of them seem to be for excavation work. Yeah, Marco's just hiding his face. But most importantly, as you come around, nailed to the tents are posters, wanted posters of each of you. The one for Marco and Shervers look very good. These look like almost like painted portraits, probably official painted portraits that they have taken. Oki's is very much like Sokka's drawing of, Katara at the end of Avatar, where she has like the massive like ear loopy hair that looks like ears. It looks very poorly drawn, almost like a a child has drawn this picture of Oki. Same for Aal and Rung. Aal's one is shirtless, just wearing a loincloth, lifting up a big boulder twice his size. Aal's is like completely bald, very withered and like hunched over, looking like this emaciated monk who's like drinking a bowl of yak's milk while he's on the wanted poster. It's like the most stereotypical posters of different nations the Fire Nation could have done. It literally could be any member of the nation and also none of them. So the three of you are fairly safe, but Sherva and Marco.
Does it actually say our names?
Yes, it does. For each of you, it does say your names. Marco, Sherva. So Marco Bao, Sherva. What's your last name, Sherva? I can't remember. Did you give yourself a last name?
Question.
Did you give yourself a last name? Sherva. Don't worry about it. That's right. Don't worry about it.
Daizo.
Daizo. Sherva Daizo. And then for Oki, it's got like Oki Northern Water Tribe. For Aal, it's got Aal Eastern Air Temple, which is completely wrong. No, sorry, it says Saal, S-A-A-L, Eastern Air Temple.
Not a woman, apparently.
And then for Rung, it's just got,
right.
for Rung, it says Rung, Coal Captain.
Rung's looking at it, he's like, everyone else is like, oh no, yeah. Rung's like, yeah.
Damn right. Yeah, Rung, Coal Captain, yeah. Rung, in brackets, the Coal Captain.
I know my dream.
Come along. And she like sort of gestures as she sees you obviously pausing at the wanted posters. No need to worry about that. The guards will stop before they get close. They're dangerous criminals. Nothing to fear out here,
I
though.
don't think we're not gonna get attacked here, are we?
No. You'll be safe. The Fire Nation soldiers will keep us safe.
Good, sweet. My studies will get in the way. Talking about his studies.
You just do not look like a student at all. Every time you make a comment that sounds like someone pretending to be a student, like fucking what's his face? Like, hello, fellow students. Hello, fellow children. It's just so obvious. Yeah, it's really obvious. Steve Buscemi, that's right. The meme I was thinking of Steve Buscemi doing the hello, fellow children. Yeah, she sort of calls you along. As you pass through, you can see that there are a number of open tents where forges have been set up, and it looks like the Fire Nation are refining fragments of the Si Wong Rock. You can see they are producing vast amounts of this metallic substance. The sections of rock, the fragments of rock that are going into these forge systems are being superheated. You actually see a number of firebenders continually providing huge amounts of flame to keep this forge going, and occasionally lightning is being added as well. And what you notice is that as it sort of heats up and gets to this molten state, lots of charcoal is being added, as well as some white powdery substance that you probably don't recognize. I don't think any of you have a background. Actually, no, Rung would recognize this, being from a coal mining town. Rung, this is borax that they're adding to help purify the metal. And then as it is then being coagulated and then set, it is being molded into these circular cylindrical discs, about 30 centimeters in diameter, essentially like big magnets. 30 centimeter big magnets.
I couldn't help but notice a couple of questions. Are they mining the rock? The sacred rock?
Well, yeah, no, sacred. Of course,
Natural
mining
wonder?
rock. But no, that's what isn't that what you're here to assist with, to help in our studies of the purification of the rock?
Well, I'm always interested
Yep.
in the metallurgical properties of metal ores.
Sorry,
Seems
the heat
quite interesting.
must be getting to them.
The ethics behind it must be a bit, questionable, obviously, to the natives of the area, but the implications this could have for the nations is drastically outweighed by any sort of historic.
Other
things.
nations? What are you talking about?
The heat must be getting to them. Don't worry.
I'd imagine, this would be something like, how much money could you make from this, right? Like, if you were to sell this to other nations like that, it would be quite incredible and profitable. Unless it's just a Fire Nation thing, then obviously that would make sense as well. But I was thinking, massive scale, you know what I mean? Big operation.
All
Maybe that's
proceeds
not really
and
right now.
benefits of the Si Wong Rock excavation are for the sole providence of the Fire Lord himself. I will hear no more talk of this.
Okay, no, fair.
She gives you a really suspicious look, Ron.
But the borax with the smelting process is quite good to hold the properties. Anyway, what were you about to say?
Does she look like a firebender, or is she just Fire Nation?
Hard to know. How can you tell a bender unless you actually see them bending?
Yeah.
She's definitely Fire Nation, but more than that, you don't know.
Okay.
do you want to do an assess the situation, see if you can spot any subtle clues that might mark her out as a firebender?
I would like to, yes.
Sounds like an assess the situation roll. So for assess the situation, you are going to be rolling with creativity.
Which
How
is
creative are
10
you? Full success.
+1.
So Al, you get to ask me 2 questions. One of the questions was, is she a firebender, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Does she look like she is a firebender or like a hostile person? I guess. Does she look like she could hold her own in a fight?
No, absolutely not. She does not look like she would be any use in a fight at all. Typically, what you might notice with firebenders, anyone who's going to be creating huge amounts of fire from their body, hands are going to be free, feet are going to be free. She's wearing enclosed shoes, because obviously if you're bending fire, you want to have free access to be able to produce the fire out of your feet. I know they wear shoes and stuff in the anime, but I do actually think that makes no sense sometimes, because how are they making the flame? Or is it making just in front of their body? But yeah, so sleeves don't want to be too close to the source of the fire, or there's going to catch fire and set fire to you. Baggy pants and things like that are a big no, obviously, because then you're going to get fire all over your pants when you try and firebend and doing those intricate movements. No, you don't get the sense this woman is a firebender.
And okay, so the other question then is because this is Earth Nation territory, isn't it?
Yes, this is Earth Nation province right now.
Does it seem like they're doing this with like approval from the Earth Nation? Is there
Oh
any
man,
Earth Nation presence?
no
Is there,
no Earth Nation present at all.
like it's not covert because it's such a big thing, but like,
Pretty overt.
are they trying to? It is covert.
It's pretty overt. It's pretty overt. As you saw, like, well, actually, no, there are elements of covertness because people were being stopped before they got too close. You would only see this stuff if you were there and in the camp, and you get the sense that people aren't being allowed into the camp, potentially. So
Because she expected Earth Nation people to help
Scholars.
her mine the rock.
yes,
Scholar.
but you haven't seen any other Earth Nation people here. So you get the sense that only people who are approved are allowed in, and you get the very strong sense that communication to the outside world is being very tightly controlled by the Fire Nation, and the information that's leaving this place is very much what they want to be leaving. Nothing else would be getting out. So you do get the sense that potentially even the people who've been sent here probably have been picked as being sympathizers to the Fire Nation's cause. They would be very careful in this. You don't get the sense that loyal Earth Kingdom members would be able to gain access. You get the sense that the students have been picked maybe because students tend to be a bit revolutionary. Maybe the students as well have already been identified as being fairly sympathetic to the Fire Nation, or maybe they trust the students that won't be believed. I don't think anyone's going to believe the students. They're just kids.
She's in earshot. She's right next to us, leading, right?
She's right next to you. You've paused briefly in front of the furnaces and the foundries. The Fire Nation have attacked Ali and Brandon's house again by setting off their fire alarms. So funny. Carry on.
Good.
Wow.
My plan's
They both
working.
instantly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Weeding up the party. You see, everyone who's watching sees Al like straighten up and stiffen and actually take this seriously for once in his life. So,
Oh, damn.
yeah, he realizes that they're in a lot of danger.
Yes.
So his monk instincts are kicking in.
Yes. So I am rather anxious to get to the dig site. Was there any more questions you had about the foundries, or relevant to your studies? No?
No.
Great. Well then, come along. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, what temperature must this be smelted at to maintain the properties of the magnets of the borax?
That will be a question you will have to ask one of the engineers. Not something I'm aware of.
Interesting.
That's the smartest thing Rung has ever said.
I know, right? That actually blew me away.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about minerals here, this is my thing a little bit here.
We discovered something fun about NVIDIA Broadcaster. NVIDIA Broadcaster will also follow dogs if it sees dogs on camera.
This is people.
So it was following Cora.
What percentage of the mountain has been and will be excavated?
These are very specific questions. How does this relate to your studies again?
This is related to the fact of like, if the magnet in the middle, how much that will change once this is all moved. Now that I've seen it.
The environmental impact statement has been available in the planning office for months. Very little impact at all.
Yeah, but I want to hear it here first now that I'm here.
A few percent, very little.
A few percent? Okay,
A few percent.
thank you. Not a problem.
There may be some temporary changes to the magnetosphere, but nothing serious.
Doesn't sound serious. You're right. Like if Rung could like look at, if Rung could look at like Marco, who'd just give him like a
For podcast listeners, Brandon raised his eyebrows.
Raised eyebrows.
Like a But
Like
he,
a
to her,
Minecraft
he's
villager. All right. She immediately begins turning and walking away. Are you guys still following?
My arms up.
Yes.
Cool. As you pass on
Are
further,
we being watched?
oh yeah, you are not overtly, as in not like everyone turning and looking as you walk past, but there are a few people who are transporting things. You see 2 Fire Nation soldiers transporting a large crate filled with these metal discs, these large metal discs. Stop and sort of look at you a little bit confused as she leads past this group of children through the camp before they continue walking and carrying this over towards a really large tent setup just right outside the foundry area, right at the entrance to the Si Wong Rock, where it looks like as the sort of tent curtains are brushed aside as these men walk in trying to put down this massive crate, you see it is full of similar looking crates, all stamped with the Fire Lord's seal. Most of them are now sealed up and hammered and nailed shut, but it looks like this is a warehouse, almost a temporary tent warehouse full of these metal discs, these magnets.
That went better than I thought. Okay, cool. Let's continue.
She leads you up towards the base of the rock. You can see that stairs have actually been, a rough staircase has been carved out of the rock, and a metal railing has been put in place for you to hold onto as you walk up. The half of the rock that is facing you, this northern section, has been caved in. The tunnels that used to be there for the buzzard wasps has been almost completely destroyed and excavated. It looks like a massive chunk, almost like a bite, has been taken out of the top half of this Si Wong Rock, this section of the Si Wong Rock. Marco, to your guesstimate, and Rung, to your guesstimates, Marco, you're asking about percentage, Rung, you were asking about metallurgy. Easily 10% of the rock has already been removed, and the excavations seem to be escalating, not winding down. You can see large metal drills have been assembled and are just drilling away at this thing. And always at watch at the cavern entrances are more firebenders ready to burn any buzzard hornets that emerge. The corpses of these foul-smelling buzzard wasps litter the ground in front of you. Archie, I see in chat you're talking about what we're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, boom!
Yes.
For podcast listeners, make sure you go check out the... Oh, thanks, Brie. Make sure you go check... Oh, do you not have... I need to give you those privileges. There you go.
Why don't I have privileges?
Oh, it's not working for me either. Don't worry.
Yeah, suck it.
Check your
I
privilege.
don't have privileges.
Something else going on. Never mind.
Don't worry, I don't have any either.
Yeah. She leads you over towards a side bench where you can see there are a couple of other students working. These look to be mostly Fire Nation students, about 4 people here. 3 of them look to be members of the Fire Nation wearing the red robes. 1 of them is another Earth Nation scholar. The Earth Nation scholar is much, much older. He looks to be in his mid-40s. You suspect probably mature age student. The others are much younger. The younger Fire Nation students are doing their best to ignore this older gentleman. As he's trying to sort of show them things that he's come up with. He's written this very large dossier full of information with very detailed drawings on it. And as he's trying to show them, they're really not paying attention. And they're like, yeah, cool. Like, that's fine. Thanks, Grandpa. Yeah, cool. No, really, I really think you should take a look at these. I'm concerned about the structural integrity of it. Yeah, whatever. Thanks. Right. Really shutting him down. She goes, right, well, you'll be comfortable with your fellow students. Introductions won't be necessary. Of course, you know your classmates. She gestures over and then turns and begins sort of walking over to talk to one of the Fire Nation soldiers. As she turns and begins walking away a little bit, the other students turn around and go, one of them turns and goes, what are you doing here? Who are you?
Wait.
It's not.
Okay, cool.
So-
The voice 3.
The voice was just there and like, hang
I
on a
wanted to have
second.
it just be similar enough to give you a bit of a moment of fright.
Yeah, like, if your study's the same as yourself, what are
Yeah.
you doing here?
We're here to help.
I didn't realize they were bringing in other class members. Yeah, no one told us about that. Which group are you with?
Do people tell you everything?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
really
nobody
don't
tells
know.
us.
No one told us that you'd be here.
Nobody tells us anything.
God, am I right? Jeez. How many times I sit there in class and then I'm like, hey, I need a hand of this one question. They're like, what? Who are you? I'm like, get it. I'm invisible. that's all.
The Earth Nation student walks over and goes, "Hi, it's very nice to meet you. How are you doing?" Holds out his hand.
I'm doing good. Another strong handshake. And go give him like that sort of like predator handshake, like the
Oh, the arm grip, the forearm grip handshake. Yeah.
full arm grip. Yeah.
Predator handshake, nice.
Ah, yes, nice strong handshake there, son. My name's Cole. Lovely to meet you.
Oh,
Cold. My name is Coal.
Cole, C-O-L-E.
Cold.
Cole.
Ah, cool. Like the coal train. Well, our names are like yin and yang. Coal.
No, C-O-L-E.
See you, Willie.
Yes, do you know people called Cole, as in the rock Cole?
Yes, I've met many walks of life of people. Some who live in
Oh.
coal, breathe coal, and die from coal.
Oh.
Those
Yes, well,
guys
probably
don't
the
last very
people,
long.
probably people living and breathing the coal die from coal, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
yeah,
getting off
more
topic,
likely.
sorry.
Wrong.
Wait, do you know
Does a
anyone
massive
called
cough.
Flint?
Flint, yes, that's my brother.
Flint Cole? Nice.
No correlation there.
Beilong,
Anyway.
nice to meet you.
How's things been here at the camp?
Beifong. No relation to the Beifongs, I'm guessing. Distant cousins?
Oh, I get that a lot. No, I wish. Wouldn't that be
Oh.
cool?
Yeah.
Been hearing that for a long time.
Goodness me. And the rest of you?
Al goes up and does the predator handshake as well. Copying wrong. Yep. Yeah, hi. I'm Hung Solo.
Right. Wow, very interesting name. They're great. Yes, Han Solo. Very nice.
I picture like the owl handshake with like the predator handshake is like that's his full arm. It's like if
For
anyone
podcast
could
listeners,
have, like,
Brandon's holding up a
little
tiny
hand.
pen as his full arm.
Stick.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry to say, sort of like pulls you aside a little bit, and the foundation students go right back to what they're doing. I'm sorry to say that you've come at a very concerning time. I'm very worried about the structural integrity of the rock, and no one's listening to me. I've tried to explain this to the superiors, to the other students, and they just laugh in my face.
I'm all ears.
I was gonna mention that. It did seem a bit concerning, the volume. And she's talking in a really hushed sort of
Yep.
voice, so that she can't be overheard. But
No, you can
I was a little
you can talk normally, and we'll know that you're
concerned.
whispering from now on.
concerned about the amount of material we saw being removed. Do you think the stone is in danger of collapsing in on itself?
Well, yes, but my other concern is the impact this will have on the local wildlife and more importantly, the spirits.
Spirits.
This
you
seem to be killing a
say?
lot of the vulture buzzards.
Oh,
Vulture buzzards.
no, they're pests. They can burn for all I care. No. I'm not worried about the vulture buzzards.
Good.
No. Gosh, no. I'm more concerned about the sandworms. No, he's still with the ship. He's
Okay, cool.
yeah, still with the ship.
Do the sandworms use the magnetic field for navigation under the sand, do you think?
That's my hypothesis. We've been working on that theory for at least 40 years. Well, not just me, my colleagues as well.
Are there any
And
weak
so-
spots?
He points to the massive hole in the rock right behind you. I think that
No.
qualifies, don't you?
No, as in like, if we were to mine somewhere, the place would collapse.
Or where we should reinforce.
If you were to mine somewhere,
Yeah, where
well,
do
if
we
you
need to reinforce?
Probably the bottom, I'd say.
well, he
Where should we
points.
Not mine.
He points to the massive hole behind him. I would say that would be a good place to start reinforcing. But if you were looking to cause the rock to collapse, well, if you dug a parallel shaft from the other corner, met the two in the middle, that would do it.
That would cause a lot of
So
damage to
those-
the
We'll
magnet.
make sure
though.
nobody does that.
Good. I should hope so. Gosh.
The damage that would cause to the ecosystem would be massive.
It would be massive, wouldn't it? Stares at you.
Yes. Yes, well, my concern is the spirits. I've tried to tell some of the superiors here that the desert spirits won't like this interference. There'll be punishments. I've seen them each night swarming around the rock, but...
Are they fish?
Yes, they are fish. Yes, how did you know?
Just a lucky guess.
Sounds fishy to me.
Yes. Yes, very fishy.
Yes.
And my concern is...
Silent yet.
No, and that's why the Fire Nation is so blasé about all of this. But I've tried to tell them that this is serious. I've tried to send letters as well, but they're intercepting my communications. They're not allowing me access to the outside world anymore. They're calling me a crackpot old fool. Just because it's taken me 30 years to finish my masters. Come on.
To be honest, only crazy people
Alright.
see the fish, but hey.
I'm sorry, what?
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 Anywho,
Anywho.
what do you think the spirits have to? What do you think the spirits have to do with this? Have you noticed some they've obviously been more active since the obelisk has been mined, but have you noticed anything else change since the mining of the stone?
Well, somewhat related to the spirits, the whale, the great desert whale has been spotted more frequently. Normally only on a full moon can you see the great desert whale. A large fish or whale-like spirit that rises from the sands on a full moon. Causes the dunes to move like water before it disappears. It's been seen more frequently outside of the full moon. I myself only saw it. Well, I think I saw it. I saw a light in the desert that looked like it could have been it. Well, I thought I did anyway. Only a few nights ago.
Where?
Just north of the rock, only about 100 meters or so.
Cool.
Run goes to Oki and goes,
100
what stage of the moon are we in? Would you happen to know? You seem to know
Okay, yeah,
where
you saw the moon. You saw the moon last night. It's a waxing
Wait.
moon.
You said 2 days ago?
Yes, 2 days ago.
Is waxing moon when it's about to go?
Would we have been?
moon?
Yes, waxing's
In
getting
the-
bigger.
We would have
We were
been
in the
in the
library.
town library. at
Yes,
that
you would have
point?
been in the
Yes.
library, yes.
Yeah,
'cause
cool.
It was like 2 weeks that we were in there, right?
No, it's only a couple of
No way.
days. 2-3 days.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
3 days.
So 2 days ago, you were just entering the library, probably. Yeah, you just entered the library 2 days ago.
Where did I put my notes for the spirits?
Huh.
It's all
I'd
a
say
mess.
Those facts come together.
Yeah,
We
well,
may be
who's
in
gonna-
for some trouble soon when we go to full moon. Then
Well,
who said we
quite
have to wait
possibly,
for it?
yes.
Have,
Owen
have you
has-
tried leaving and telling the university about this without letters?
Yes, I'm under tent arrest at the moment for my crackpot theories.
oh,
You'd think if everyone thought you were a crackpot that they'd want you out of the encampment.
No, I'm too bloody useful at the moment. I'm the only one who understands the structural integrity of the buzzard hornet wasp nests and where they can dig without crushing their own men. These students, and he points over at the younger folk, the younger Fire Nation soldiers, wouldn't know a compass from a protractor.
yes. Ha! Imagine.
So how did you find yourself here with these Fire Nation students being the only Earthbender here?
I was,
Earth Nation, sorry, not Earthbender.
Nation. No, it's okay. I am not an earthbender, unfortunately. Well, it's a bit of a long story. I was hoping that I could finally finish my master's thesis this year, and my supervisor told me that perhaps I could benefit from a younger perspective on my research. And I was paired with this lot for a group task, and here I am.
So do you know them well?
Oh, I've only been with them for about 4 weeks, and they don't talk to me. They treat me like I'm some doddering old fool.
But you
Very
learn so much
interesting.
from doddering old
Project,
fools.
then.
No offense.
None taken.
Hmm.
What was that,
Right,
sorry, young
okay,
lady?
My pen. That's something I shouldn't say
I
again.
was just making a comment on how it's a typical group project, you know? One person does all the work and everyone else takes the credit.
Yes, I'm thinking that potentially when I do eventually die, I would like my group to come and lower me down into my grave so they can just let me down one more time.
If it makes you feel any better, we don't
Just
think
once
you're an
more.
old fool.
Was it?
Thank you. What was that, sorry?
The what? The
Do you like
older
that joke, do you,
wise-
Andrew?
It's very good. It was very good.
Thank you.
The older wise, yet the younger ignorant.
So,
That's so
Do
trendy.
you know what they're doing here?
The Fire Nation, they're excavating the rock. I mean, haven't you seen the big... He points to the massive hole behind. Have you not seen
do,
the...
do you know what they're doing with it?
Refining it into some mineral with attractive properties. They won't let me near the forges, not after I kicked up a stink about the temperatures they're heating the rock up to.
Ooh, what temperatures are
Is
they
it
heating the rock up to?
destabilizing it?
No, young lady, it's worse than that. They're actually... By superheating the rock and applying a mixture of carbon and boron, they're actually allowing the magnetic properties to be, or the attractive properties, I should say, to be even more enhanced. These things could be quite dangerous. There's a lot of
In
force.
the same way that the lightning is attracted to the rock, we saw the strikes on the way over here.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
theoretically speaking, they could be making some sort of superconductors.
Lightning rod.
Oh, superconductors. My goodness, you're a genius. I hadn't even considered that as a possibility. But of course, if all they have to do is cool the magnets down, and they would have oh my goodness.
What should they be doing with it?
I assumed they were using it for some sort of maybe some sort of constructive purposes. Construction.
Well, you could use normal steel and iron for that.
Yes, but the unique properties of the magnet, repulsion and attractivity, are very versatile in the industrial front.
Or even
How
transportation,
strong?
theoretically.
How strong is the repulsion aspect?
They can hover about a meter above each other when there's two sides, the negatives are facing each other. Or the two
Now, if you
positives.
were to put them right next to each other, then let them go.
I've seen
How
what
far
happens.
would one be?
No. It happens. They have to store them, positive and negative side, stacked in the warehouse with large
What if they're
wooden
not?
beams between them. The one night, they knocked over one of the crates and spilled two of the magnets. The tent shot up about 40 meters into the air and got caught in the wind and blew away. That's not the original tent. They had to rebuild it. And I've
Because
seen
they
what
all stick
happens.
Together.
Yes,
If you were-
I've seen 3 people lose hands between these magnets. 3 people. And that's all I've seen.
You haven't seen it
3 different
collide
people.
into stone, have you?
No. Only to other metal.
Sounds
Why do you sound like you're about to make weaponry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep,
my God.
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, my thought is, if this big old stone here is attracting so much lightning, and they're enhancing and refining it to the point where it's stronger than that, and they're keeping all of it in a tent by the same place it gets struck by lightning every single night. This seems like
not
it's
as
going to
high.
go poorly.
It's not as high. It's fine.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Stronger.
It's the law of attraction. The higher object will be the one that's struck by lightning. And what's more, they've actually grounded the tent. If you go and have a bit of a look under the sand, they've applied this it's almost like a strange black substance. They've been calling it rubber.
I don't even know her.
Fuck it up. And Brandon has been booted from the chat. I've just muted it now.
Rung died the very next day.
Yeah.
Magnet accident. Very
You
tragic.
watch as 2 people carrying the magnets drop a case, and this massive magnet just goes through Rung's head, taking his head clean off.
I'm sorry.
Amazing. Yes.
Al is very confused as he does not get it.
Sorry. I'm sure the audience are getting it. I can see in the chat. You've been given 10 out of 10 points for your pun,
buddy.
apparently.
Thank you.
Archie, don't do that, man. Don't encourage him. Come on. I thought you were on our side, Archie. Yeah. Yes. I'm very concerned.
Cool. That does seem concerning.
Yes, right?
If there's anything that we can do, let us know.
Yes, well, I was hoping you could run some independent calculations. See what conclusion you get. If your conclusions agree with mine, we can present them in a folio or some sort of maybe some sort of meta-analyses, various studies. We could present them. If each of you run your own study, we could combine them together and present them, and maybe at a conference or something in a year or so.
Yep. That
Assuming they let us
sounds-
out of this place.
What?
No.
Well,
Hey,
say,
Jason.
say, no. So say.
What? I don't want to die here.
You
When I
are
said I
literally
wanted them
being
to let
kept
me
under-
down one more time, I didn't mean now.
You were saying that you're under tent arrest, and so like that if we're coming up with
we'll
similar
see you in a
theories,
year
then we'll be
with
put
our
under tent
results.
arrest.
It's only a tentative situation, though. Don't worry about it.
Fuck you.
Oh, God.
That one was good. That one was good.
That was
Not
alright.
gonna
That was alright. That was alright.
lie.
Here or not.
We'll see you in a year with our results. We'll run out.
Cole doesn't get the joke.
Thank God.
Cole.
Yes.
We agree with your findings after our preliminary look at the rock, but
Oh, that's
for
good.
the sake of let's say untransparency, maybe keep it just between us that we are with you on your findings so far until we run our own meta-analyses.
I get it. Yes, of course. Yes, I understand. You want to fit in with the cool kids. You're young. You want to be with them. I get it.
If it helps, I believe in the spirit fish as well. I've seen them.
That does help. Thank you.
That does help.
Two crazy people.
Marco wants that wish.
I do. You don't understand. Now more than ever.
Right, well, I better get back to my calculations. If you're going to be heading inside, remember to take at least 2 of the firebenders with you. The buzzard hornets, buzzard wasps are mostly being dealt with, but better not kick the nest, if you know what I mean.
Not planning on it.
Agreed.
Just before how many in a nest?
Well,
Oh.
in this nest, the burrow they've constructed through the Si Wong Rock, goodness me, hundreds, thousands maybe.
Oh, no. It's much worse than I thought. I'd
Yes.
not kick it then.
I would advise against it, young man.
Low key, Rung's just sort of like, what if I kicked it?
I should have called this session the Earthbender who kicked the hornet's nest, eh?
It's
still time.
Soon. Still time. Still time. Don't worry
And
about
then,
that.
and then it's Al.
Do I know, is it like a burrow that you
If-
can't
if
quite
you just
see
call it the
nest, but
falls,
like
you'd
an
be fine.
anthill sort of deal?
Imagine Uluru, but with loads of holes drilled into the side of it, as if chewed out.
Terrifying.
Yeah, as if chewed out
Get
by
like trypophobia.
wasps. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. The whole surface is covered in these pockmarked holes, which all lead to these massive network of caverns inside and underneath the rock. Dripping with slime, I should point out too. The inside of these holes is covered in a thick coat of green-yellow slime.
How much
Of course.
water do we have?
Would have been silly to assume otherwise.
It would have been silly to assume otherwise. Thank you. Please, you recognise the
Sounds
gravity
like
of your
you have, like-
situation.
Do I have like an empty vial or like an empty container or something that I can like collect some of this slime in to take a closer look at later?
No, but there are plenty of specimen jars just all over this desk, only a few feet away from you.
All right, she goes up to the desk, looks around to see if anyone's like guarding it or whatever, and then just picks one up as if she owns the place, walks back in and takes the sample.
Nope, no one questions you. You walk on over, run this jar up the side. It fills with this thick, glutinous slime. And as you try and take the jar away, it's actually quite sticky as well. And as you walk, this long strand of slime connects your jar all the way back to the wall until finally it snaps and leaves this trail of slime on the ground behind you.
Oh, is Cole still nearby?
Yeah, he's just headed back over and is pulling open his notes. Appears to be running some more calculations.
Cole, sorry to interrupt you. Just another quick question.
Yes.
This slime substance,
Ugh.
is it also conductive?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I've been
Something
more
for the
interested in the
analyses.
geology rather than the biology. Our biologist wanted to take a closer look at one of the worms on our first day here.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, it's not really so much from a biological question, but more if the slime itself is assisted with the tunnel formation.
She's in our hearts and minds. Sorry, yes. Yes. Well, I know the slime is used by the wasps as a way of trapping prey. I remember she said something about that. I'm not sure what other uses it has. People report it has a mild sting to it. If you touch it with your bare fingers, it's a little bit, it burns a little bit, almost like it's a little bit caustic.
Ah, so it
A
could
bit acidic,
be.
maybe. Potentially, yes.
Very interesting. And then I also grab a couple more of those specimen jars. Like I'm wanting to put like little fragments of like the rock in
Yeah.
specimen jars and more slime. And I'm like, gotta figure out something with these.
Okay, amazing. Awesome. All right, so we know what Oki's doing. Sherva, what are you doing while this is going on?
warfare.
What's Sherva doing? Do you want to have a think? We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Done. Marco, what's Marco doing while this is going on?
Yes.
All right, we'll come back to you. No, I'm kidding.
Sort of figured out what they're using those for.
All right, would you have a read of that? Al, what's Al doing while this is going on?
So Al wants to he knows what he wants to do. He wants to like just shuffle across to those Fire Nation students.
Yeah. You walk on
Right.
over.
Just be like, "Hey guys, what are you guys doing?"
Hello. Yeah. Hi there. How you doing? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how can I help you guys? What are you guys working on at the moment? What are you up to?
They sort of look around a little bit furtively, and one of the taller ones. So I should describe it a little bit for you. So yeah, one female, two males. The woman looks to be maybe 18, 19, dressed in very typical Fire Nation scholarly robes, tied off at the knees, but not super sort of desert appropriate gear, shall we say. And she's got quite long black hair that's been tied back into a ponytail. No obvious markings apart from that. The two guys look to be maybe brothers or cousins, very similar height and build, quite muscular. Both of them are wearing glasses, sort of dark, messy brown hair, wearing identical clothing but mirrored. So it's done up on the opposite side. So when they look at each other, it's almost like looking in a mirror.
Wait, are they twins? Do they look like twins?
They look like they could be brothers or maybe cousins. But very similar looking, yeah, very similar facial features, very similar builds.
Is it cool or
Yes.
is it weird?
Okay. What do you mean? As in, like, is there similarities between them, or the fact they're dressing
like,
similar?
Are they just like being a bit weird about like how in sync they are about it, or is it just like cool siblings that are very similar?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm actually going to get you to roll to know the answer to that, because that seems a very subjective experience, whether or not Al would find it cool or weird. Yeah, that's a good question. I was having a quick look. I think this would fall under assess a situation. And then you got a spare question if you get a really good pass.
I hope that wasn't my question. That is a 6.
6. Cool.
Cool. Okay. I'll just wanting to fit in with these guys and go.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. What are you guys working on? What can I do to help?
The girl puts an arm around you, around your shoulders, sort of brings you in a little bit closer, sits you down, while the two guys sort of stand behind. She leans in.
This is the closest Al has ever been to a girl.
Oh, okay. You're a bit nervous then.
A bit.
And the other thing as well is, like, as she gets close, you realize she's actually a little bit pretty. And you just have this moment. So, like, as she's looking around, she, like, looks around a little bit furtively, leans towards you, gives you a bit of a smile, and goes, we're not actually doing any work. These arseholes are giving us free credits for sitting around and doing fuck all.
Right on.
All we have to do is all three of us agree that the old man is an idiot, and we continue to be told we're doing a great job. Easiest gig we've ever done.
That is okay. Thanks for letting me in, so we don't step on each other's toes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw you talking to him, and like clearly, it was going on and on and on. So I figured that you'd want to like get a bit of a break from him. So as long as you just tell everyone that he's wrong and that his calculations are dumb and he's dumb, easiest ride ever. Like, we're talking high distinction for this placement. We're all on high distinctions, and we're like only a week into it. It's amazing.
Cool. So, what was your project? Because our project, I think, is a bit different. But like, what was your project meant to be?
Oh, we were supposed to be looking at the mineral composition and makeup of the rock, but I mean, they figured out pretty early on that if they just get it high enough temperature, it just burns away everything else. So after that, they kind of were at a bit of a loss what to do with us. So we've just been hanging around getting free credits.
Cool. Yeah. No, well, I'll let you guys be and just check out with my group and
Yeah.
Your secret's safe with me.
I should say, we're also working on another ecological impact study, and spoiler alert, we can keep doing anything we want. This thing's fine.
Cool. Yeah, anything we want.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we haven't checked, but like, that sounds like a lot of work.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, have you noticed anything weird going on? I saw a lot of soldiers here, like a lot of soldiers.
Oh, they're for our protection. You haven't seen any buzzard hornets yet. Oh, Jared almost pooped his pants the first day. I did not. Yes, you did.
Jared, classic Jared.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Cool. I'll catch up with you guys later. What was your name, sorry?
You can call me Shaz.
Shard?
Shaz. S-H-A-S.
No worries. And Jared and
Jared.
Jared and Jared.
Yeah, mine's with an O-D. Mine's with an E-D.
Cool, guys. Cool. Rad. My old nickname used to have a silent S in front of it. Like, not to brag. And I'll leave them.
She puts it. She as you say that, she puts a hand on your arm and looks you deeply in the eyes and goes, "Don't encourage them."
Sorry, Shez.
You should be.
I'll leave. Guys, they're like the group hushed.
Yeah.
They're just here to tell everyone that the old man is not telling the truth and is wrong. They're not doing any stuff either, so I think we're pretty set here to be ignored.
That's just mean. How do they not respect mineralogy? Stupid. How they not respect
Character
the dirt,
development
the land,
in one
the soil.
episode.
Apparently.
One time Rung will be smart when it's about rocks. I don't like them. Not one bit. No.
I don't
Well,
like them.
I mean,
so
like-
I am.
Throw them.
I mean, Jared and Jared are pretty cool. They look pretty similar. And Shez.
They have the same name.
No, one's with an OD. It's like hip.
So what they call them, Ed and Odd.
I think it's pronounced the same. I didn't ask. I'll ask Shez if they're pronounced the same.
You just wander back over.
Yeah.
You
Is
just
it
wandered back
Rod
over.
and Gerard, or are they just both pronounced Jared?
I've never actually fucking asked them.
How do they know which one you're talking about?
Well, I just say, "Hey Jay," and normally they respond.
Cool. Thanks, Shez. Thanks. I'll go back to the group.
No worries.
Yeah.
Ah,
We're not sure. We're not sure if it's pronounced differently.
I love how smoothly you handle conversations. Cool.
yeah,
Back
no
away.
doubt. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
What's up? Hey.
Probably the finger guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He walks up, hand on the shoulder. Hey. Hey.
Would you like me to blow you away?
Oh my god. No. Always good to get an
you
Into the
guys wanna
Spider-Verse
sneak out
reference.
tonight? Yeah. Oh, it's still pretty early in the day, isn't it? It's like
Yeah. It's like midday.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, time for bed.
Oh shit! I was gonna ask the old man.
Yeah.
If the slime is flammable.
Yeah. You just go over and ask him.
Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh. It
Yes.
is. Okay,
Yes.
that's something to be wary of then.
Not violently flammable. It burns with like a low intensity. Here, I can show you. Come with
Yeah.
me. He leads you over. Goes, excuse me. Sorry to bother you. As he talks to one of the Fire Nation firebenders standing there. What is it? Could you just set fire to a bit of that wall for me, please? What? It's for my research. Fine. Holds out a hand, and you watch as this gout of flame goes over and sets the wall on fire. the slime does burn, but very slowly and with this very low orangey, the very low orange flame, not very hot. Cole walks up and puts his hand, waves his hand through it, and goes, "Oh, you can see it's not very hot flame." Sort of.
Oh.
Okay. Oki is now trying to collect as much of this stuff as possible. She wants to fill an oil lamp with it.
Oh, yeah. As he spots you filling an oil lamp, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. This stuff smells horrible when it's burned." And sure enough, Marco, the smell of rotting meat begins assailing your nostrils.
Oh no!
Actually, Oki, keep filling it up.
I mean, it smells awful, but it could be like the perfect light source for the library. I mean, unlikely that if anyone knocks over the oil lamp, that the entire bookcase will go up.
No.
Even if it does smell bad.
It might ward off some other things that are in the area.
You could refine it.
I'm going to tell you right now, as a free DM moment, you hear Wan Shi Tong's voice in the back of your library. "If you bring that rancid stuff near my books, I will tear you limb from limb."
He's just always with us. It's funny.
He is a spirit.
He's a spirit. Now, you get the distinct impression that Wan Shi Tong, there's two things he doesn't want near his books: filth and fire. And this combines them into one tight package. Yeah.
She's still collecting it. She's
Okay.
like, I'm sure I'm going to come up with a good use for this.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Don't let me get in the way of your
So
fun.
it doesn't. But did it spread or did it just stay in the one
No,
spot?
it stays in the one spot where it caught fire.
Okay. Interesting.
After a few minutes, the fire sort of burns itself out, just leaving a patch of bare wall.
Huh. Interesting. That is definitely unique.
Okay, by this point,
Was-
the metal flakes in your jars have dissolved.
What? What are the, is it just like dust or like gone?
It's now a fine dust on the bottom of the jar, and it looks to be metal dust. So no longer the rock, it looks like it has left behind this very light silverish residue powder on the bottom of the jar.
Oh, this was unexpected. Wonder if I can make graphite ink with it.
Is that with the slime?
Yes.
Yeah, with the slime. Cool.
Is that for?
Okay, are you looking visibly excited about this? Is that a fair thing to say? I can see, like, Ali, you're like dancing around. You got like, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Oki's probably like visibly excited, like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like writing stuff down, like.
One of the
It's
Jareds.
no longer an act for her at this point.
No. One of the Jareds who's working nearby on a bench. And when I say working, he's like literally stacking jars and then occasionally putting things in them and then putting them into different jars and then restacking the jars. So it looks like he's busy, but it's very obvious if you watch for more than about 30 seconds, he's doing nothing. He sees you getting excited, comes over and goes, what is it? What have you got?
Well, look. So this stuff does actually dissolve this stuff. And if this stuff is flammable and stays in the same place, I now want to find out what happens if we catch the dust on fire to see if that is also flammable. I don't know. It's interesting to set things on fire, don't you think?
Yeah, right on. Holds out a hand to fist bump you.
I-
Fist bump him back, yeah.
Are you Ed or Odd?
What?
Which Jared are you? The Jared
I'm Jared.
or the Jared?
Jared.
Ed or Odd?
I'm not odd. I'm Jared.
I mean, hey, are you interested in setting things on fire too?
Sure.
Well, I was thinking,
Cool.
this stuff, I wonder how explosive it is. Are you interested in finding out how explosive things are?
Fuck yeah.
Sweet. We need to get a bunch of this rock that's just being, not the stuff that's currently in the big rock, the stuff that's like being like missed by the miners and stuff. Put it in with the acid, let it all dissolve. We need a big amount, and then we need a fuse.
I could probably whip something up.
Heck yeah. Well, let me know
We've
how
still
you
got
go
some
with that, dude.
fireworks.
That's what I was thinking. Really sick fireworks.
Yeah, cool. I'll get the
I'm seeing
others.
some fireworks right now.
Yes.
And Jared walks over to Shah and the other Jared, and basically brings them back over and goes, "Yeah, right, I got him. Let's do this. I told him we're gonna blow some shit up."
Fuck yeah, let's do this. And so, like, she is working with them. Like, we are collecting little fragments, getting the thing. We are trying to get as much of this metal dust as possible. And then see if we can set it on fire.
While this is going on, Marco, Sherva, Al, and Rung, are you guys joining in with this? Are you doing something else entirely?
So Sherva was just reading over the old man's notes, trying to make any sense of them while like into it, being like, I wish that I could just be outside hitting things right now. Like, knowledge means nothing to me. I would rather be hitting things. And immediately perk up at the idea of blowing shit up, and I'm like, yeah.
Sweet.
What do you need? How can I help?
We need fire.
Hey, Marco!
I want to take over the note reading about minerals, by the way. It's only time you'll catch him reading a book.
Okay. It's like a minerals are new. Marco, you hear your name being called out by Sherva. She sounds excited. You've not heard Sherva excited for maybe about 6 months.
Definitely longer.
Definitely longer. About a year.
Definitely a sense of dread starts pouring over me.
The last time you heard Sherva excited, one half of the house in which you live was burnt to the ground.
Yep, sense of dread. Definitely sense of dread.
Not by Sherva didn't burn it down, but that's just the end result of it. Started with Sherva's excitement and it ended with half the house burnt down.
Did anyone seem to react
to them calling out Marco? No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Nope.
Cool.
I'm not
None of
responding
these
to it
people
either.
could give less of a shit about who we are.
I'm not responding because I know there's guards here as well. But I want to talk to the old man about the spirit fish.
Yeah. All right. We'll come back to you then. I'll save you for later. Rung, are you assisting with the explosions?
I'd like if there's like a book of like the mineralogy he's learnt about this. Like, he'll be going over that. If he sees anything about coal, he'll be like, "Oh, sweet coal." But if he sees like other minerals, he'll be like, "Ooh, what's this mineral
sweet
do?
coal.
Ooh, how's this one form?"
No, absolutely. There's a collection of books and scrolls in a waxed canvas satchel that's been sort of like wrapped around, and you can see that. Yeah, as you're watching the older man. Cole goes over, opens it up, takes a book out, goes and compares his notes, puts the book in, covers it up again. You can see that no one's guarding this. It's not like it's a guarded piece of property. Wander over, unwrap the leather. There's a number of books. Some of them immediately stand out as being a bit beyond your interest and a bit beyond your level of knowledge base. But very quickly you do find there is basically like an encyclopedia of all the different minerals that can be found across the world of Avatar, not just in the desert, across the entire world of Avatar, that have been catalogued and collected. It looks like this is the work of decades and many, many dedicated rockheads who have put this together. And you open it up, there's a whole folio section on crystals, on metals. There's a whole section on the different strata that you can find. Everything you've wanted in a book. There's pictures.
He's like, oh, the pictures are so good and accurate. Oh, I love this. He sees like he looks through the coal of his area that he digs out. He's like, oh, that's just like the one I found.
High carbon content. You knew yours was the best, but high carbon content. Well, no.
Oh, it's the best one. Oh, of course, knew it. Now it's just in a book now. So he's very proud of that, but he's just going to go through and pick out anything interesting that he sees and then look more around the stuff in the immediate area as well, like see if there's anything about the sort of mineral makeup from the area he's in right now that may sort of help him if it catches his eyes. Maybe a pretty picture, I don't know, but whatever catches his interest.
In that case, can I get you to assess the situation as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll come back to you in a minute as well. We're going to do Marco and the spirit fish first, then we'll do explosions, and then we'll do yours. So we've got a bit of lore, bit of fun, bit of lore.
And I'll just before you do that, I'll just see he's like Rung reading a book.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude. And then joins the fire people, mainly hanging around Shah.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
Look at you and just like, shh. Just don't let them know.
Alrighty, let's do Spirit Fish Boy. Alrighty, so Fish Boy. Marco, as you head on over and talk to the old man. I say old man. Like as I said, he's like middle aged. He's like late 40s, early 50s. So he's not an old man.
He's crazy. Like
He's
me.
not crazy. He's not crazy.
We've seen
As
the
you
fish. Only crazy people see the fish.
okay, as you sort of like to get his attention, he goes, oh yes, young man.
I was just wondering if you had any more information on the spirit fish.
What sort of things did you want to know?
I was wondering about how to catch one. One of the smaller ones, not the big whale.
Ah, yes. Well, it's a very good question. I don't believe it's possible. They're not here, you see. They're still in the spirit world. You can see an aspect of them bleeding through, but they're not here per se. You just go right through them.
Yeah, I guess
Unless
so.
you could get part of your spirit into the spirit worlds, as they are, like moving between the planes. Perhaps then.
Is there a way to do that?
Yes, the Avatar could do that. But unfortunately, Roku is gone, and
I think, is there a way for a normal person to do that?
not that I know of. It is said that gurus of the air nomads could sometimes send their spirits to the wilds, the spirit wilds. Said that the most enlightened of them would spend many years there learning from the spirits. Shame there's no airbenders around that we could talk to. They might know a bit
Yeah.
more.
That would be useful.
Very useful.
Then that myth about how to catch one and giving it to the whale. Have you
Oh,
heard
you've
that?
heard the story.
Yes, I heard it from a crazy old man.
Oh,
Really good story.
crazy old man. Well, tell me the story you heard, and I'll tell you if it's right or not. Because if he's crazy, are we trusting his recollection of events?
Yeah, I trust him enough.
Okay, what
if
were you
you
told?
brought one of the minnows, spirit minnows, to the whale, you'd be granted a wish.
That's actually not too far off the original tale. Yes, it dates back a number of centuries, but it essentially yes, that is the gist of the myth. If you can capture one of the minnows and present it to the great ocean spirit, the great desert whale, you will be granted one wish, your heart's true desire.
Oh. Not a wish, but your heart's true desire.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? What's the difference? Is a wish something you say out loud, or is your heart's true desire? Wouldn't that be what you wish for anyway? The legends,
Not always.
as I said, these are legends. It's not based
Yeah.
on observable scientific fact, unfortunately.
Yep. So that... Okay. So
But
catching a
they
fish-
do say that the very first Earth King did help unify his people by capturing one of the
Catching one.
fish and getting a wish. It is said that he used his wish to help unify the Earth people.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So what if we just met the whale? Would anything
you-
happen?
Well, I've never heard of anyone getting close enough.
Okay. So it's the fact that no one's got close enough.
Son, you're not trying to get a wish, are you?
Hey, why not?
I can't argue with that logic.
Hey, only something to gain, right? Only something to gain.
Well, and something to lose.
Yeah. Not really.
Oh, well,
When you've already lost everything, it's okay.
you still have your life.
That's true. That's true.
It's a precious thing, young lad. A life.
So, I should focus more. I'll get back to work. But thank you for the talk.
Thank you. How have your assessments been going of the excavation? You're as concerned as I am, right?
Yes. I'm actually really concerned about how like the earthworms, as you said. But also just for the region, because like how are we meant to navigate then if there's no strong magnetic poles?
I assume people just use north, south, east, and west, like a normal magnet.
Yes, but on the... That's true. But when you go... Don't worry. I'm focused on the fish at the moment. My mind's... Because what would you wish for if you had that wish?
Oh, okay. That sounds like there is a specific move that I think fits that. Let me just quickly refresh myself. There's one where you get to ask them what their I think it's it's potentially a playbook move.
Oh shit.
Strength of your heart. There is a move that lets you that asks that question, but no, I tell you what we can do.
When you spend time talking to the locals and their problems with Harmony roll,
Yeah,
that's whatever.
whatever I
do.
can.
Whatever
Yeah,
I can.
I'd say that you can use this for this question. I think that does actually kind of fit for this question as well, because
Now I need to read that. Roll with Harmony.
on a hit, you hear the most significant serious problem at hand. The GM will say who it affects and what is the cause. On a 10+, you can ask a follow-up question about the problem or cause. So yeah, go for it. And
That would actually be very useful early on.
yeah, yep.
Don't worry about that.
Don't forget you've got special playbook moves. 11, full success. Honestly, I'd wish for the Avatar back. I'm very concerned about what's going on. I see the changes that are coming, and I fear for the world without our Avatar. Between you and me, I find what the Fire Nation's up to here just a tad concerning.
That makes both of us.
I'd wish for the Avatar.
That's a very noble wish.
You get a follow-up question, Mako.
Do you see any plausible way to stop the Fire Nation from doing what they're currently doing?
Honestly, at this stage, I think if we let them continue, or if we escalate and let the spirits handle it, I think that's going to be the only way. I can't see the Earth Kingdom getting here in time and with enough force to stop them. I think we're going to need to find another way to chase them out of here. And I think the spirits might be our only bet. I've been working against this because my fears for the long-term impacts, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the greater good.
Long term rather than short term.
Indeed. And I think the greater good. And I think if we want to get rid of the Fire Nation from here, we're going to need to actually escalate their activities. They're already angering the spirits. If we could collapse part of the rock, or
Where?
points at the massive fucking hole behind him.
Yeah, like it's just a hole, but do we need to go for the sides?
He points at the walls that are paper thin, holding up the roof.
Oh shit, okay. Okay.
Yes.
We'll think about that. Between me and you,
And hey,
I'll do my best.
if we get the spirits active enough, they might come through enough that you can capture one of them. Maybe you'll get your wish.
Okay, this plan is becoming more and more likely to happen. Maybe
Alrighty.
we can too then,
Keep safe.
and I'll walk away.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's go to the Boom Brothers. So Oki, Sherva, and Al. You follow Jared, and Shah as they head behind a larger outcropping of rock where they have set up a little private workstation that has alcoholic beverages and various junk chips and food they've been saving, like various junk food that they've been collecting and rations they've been keeping. This looks like their little like hideaway when they like go on little expeditions. You get the sense they just head back here and have a bit of a chill time. So this is where we've been like keeping our stuff, hey? Keeping it stashed.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
so
cool place.
So,
So
yeah.
you
thank
mentioned fireworks. You had some maybe stashed
Oh,
away.
yeah. I think around here somewhere. He starts like digging through the pile of crap before he pulls out a single tiny little firework. Yeah. I thought we had more.
Damn, I was hoping that we could like get as much of that gunpowder as we can and see what happens when we combine it with the other fun little stuff.
Gunpowder? Oh, you mean black powder? Yeah, we can try and scrape some out of there. Otherwise, the Fire Nation got some blasting caps they've been using, the soldiers. Should we send the Jareds to come and try and get some? Yeah, it will be as stealthy as a shadow.
Would you get in trouble if they, or would they just like let you have it if you claimed it was for your research?
Well, that's no fun. We're going to steal it.
Heck yeah.
If we just ask for it, like, where's the challenge?
Good point. Good point. I mean, you're already on a good thing here, so like, I reckon it'd be cool.
The other Jared walks back holding a blasting cap. Yeah, I just went and asked them for some. Puts it down on the desk. Yeah,
So-
they told me to be careful with it, but
Do you think we're gonna be careful with it?
YOLO, right?
Well, I mean, we do need to do one quick small scale test just to actually see how flammable this metal powder is.
Shah holds a finger up to shush you. We don't do tests here. We fucking go for it, alright? Are you a boss bitch or what?
I'm a boss bitch, but you know, what if it like isn't as flammable as we're hoping and it's just like a big fizzle?
Yeah, that'd be pretty shit. Alright, one test.
Yeah, I know, right? Do you have a candle or anything?
We've got
Matches?
some
Firebender?
yeah, we'll just borrow a firebender. Just light this torch. She passes over this, like, basically like a torch to be used at night for walking around, passes it to Jared, goes like, get them to light it. Yeah, right, no worries. Heads back out. A few things later, comes back with it lit. Dude.
Wait.
They asked me to stop asking for stuff. Apparently I'm bothering them. I told them that my research would blow their tiny minds, so I think we're good.
I love it. All right, so let's and she tries to go sort of like outside the tent so that like the tent is blocking the vision from like the rest of the camp and stuff. And she's
Oh no,
like,
there's
"Okay,
a
I'm just
large
gonna
rock
see-"
in the way. No one can see you. This is where they
Right,
go
I'm
and
just
drink.
gonna
Like no
see-
one can see them.
Yeah, okay, sweet. She just doesn't want to set their tent on fire.
Yeah,
essentially.
we've been fermenting
She-
cactus juice. It's almost ready.
Oh, is that also flammable?
No. You see flames though.
Yeah, am I right? And so with that, like, she just holds out the specimen jar in one hand, puts it like into the sand, like wedges it in so it can't fall over, and like is just like gingerly trying to like see if the powder's gonna light on fire.
Shiva,
And
what are you
then-
doing while this is happening? There's a
I'm
few
checking
blasting
out-
caps in front of you.
A few blasting caps.
Do you want to start
What does
harvesting
blasting
the
caps
powder?
look like?
So a blasting
nanny.
cap. Thank you. A blasting cap. Blasting caps in the world of Avatar are about 20 centimeters long. It's like a long stick of black powder wrapped up in almost like tissue paper, so that it's very flammable and it's going to catch fire very, very fast. It's used to light other things, other heavier explosives.
Okay. I'll start scraping the powder off into a jar.
Yeah, you literally just open. You literally can just tear off one end of the paper and pour it into the jar. You've now got a jar
Oh.
full of black powder.
Easy. I'll just start doing that to all of them.
Andrew, what's up with the water jug, baby? What's going on?
I need water.
He needs his soup.
I'm
Use a drink
firebender.
bottle.
Jug. Oh, you're just like beneath the camera, just doing that. I'm like, what's going on here?
I just see this little water jug emerge from like the bottom corner. I'm like, what is he doing?
Hey, hydrate. Hydrate, guys.
He
Gotta stay
needs some
hydrated.
soup. Yeah. Oh, he's got a cup. Oh, it's a little sippy cup. No, it's not. It's a mug. For a second on my stream, it was like I got excited. Oh, it is almost
Bring him a sippy
almost
cup like
Andrew's
it's nothing.
bedtime. Actually, we'll have to. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, Chevy, you've got a jar full of black powder. What's the follow up to this plan? Like, where do we go from here?
Please,
So
pray tell.
did Oki bring over
Jar of the
some
slime? Yeah, she's got a couple of jars.
About 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to kind of covertly, to use a word from earlier, unwrap my whip and start coating the tips of my whip with the slime and then
black
digging
powder.
them into the black powder.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Balrog.
Okay. Can you make a note on your character sheet for me, please, Sheva? You now
Absolutely.
have explosive tips.
It's all I've been thinking about since they said that the slime was sticky,
Sticky.
and I was like,
You can add that you have explosive tips. Interpret that how
Really
you
good
will.
with the punters. Bet on number 6 in the next race, mate. Have explosive tips.
Yeah, got explosive tips. Yeah.
What can
Um,
go wrong?
no, I can't see
Okay.
anything bad happening here. Jesus Christ. So at this point, one of the Jareds turns around and sees you doing this, is like, whoa, that's fucked up.
yeah,
Do you want to go hit some
Yeah, it
wasps
is.
with it?
I fucking do, but I think I should save it. We don't have a lot of these.
You know your whip's probably going to be destroyed by that, right?
That's fine.
Cool. It's pretty cool to not give a shit about property. You just don't care. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm
what's your name again? You're cool.
Sheva.
Sheva. Wait a minute.
Which Jared are you?
Hang on a minute. I swear I've heard that name before, Sheva. It's not so familiar.
Which Jared are you?
Oh,
Did you say Sherpa?
So
where have I heard that name before? Just call me Jared, man. Why have you been so? I thought you didn't care. Why are you caring? Why are you caring so much?
There's two of you.
Yeah, but Karen, you're not cool. Starts walking away. Where have I heard that name before? Sherver. So I've seen it on like a poster or something. As he's like walking away.
Which way is he headed?
Us as a group is just staring over this way, just like.
Heading towards Oki at this point to see what Oki, the other Jared and Shah are up to.
Okay.
He turns back around and is like, Sherva, do you want to get down on this? As he looks back at you. Shah looks up and goes, oh my god. And looks back at you. You're that fucking criminal. Holy shit.
And?
That's pretty rad.
That's what I was hoping for.
You hear one of the Jareds goes, but what about the reward? And he gets nudged in the ribs. Stop being such a square. This woman's amazing. She single-handedly killed like a whole bunch of those earthbenders.
Girl boss.
Girl boss.
Can I do it again?
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
What, right now? Are you going to kill them? Do you want to attack them?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
Okay. Not right now. Give it 5 minutes. We'll see how this test goes first, and then we'll
Wait
do
till
it.
they're sleeping.
Yeah.
yeah. The honourable way to murder a friend. Yeah, Shah's just like, wow, so cool. Wow, are we gonna do this or not?
Fuck yeah, we are. Okay, let's see if this stuff is flammable.
So have you added any black powder? So far it's slime, some of the metal dust.
Yeah, so right now she just wants to see if the metal dust plus slime equals more fire or less fire.
Okay, but no black powder yet.
And not black powder yet.
Cool.
That's the next test.
Cool.
And then mix everything together.
Yeah,
in
so
one giant explosive.
Yeah, so have you like sprinkled the metal dust on top? Have you like shaken it through? Is it just sitting on the bottom? How have you added it?
Just making like a nice emulsified liquid, like she's probably got like a
So you've mixed it through.
stick or something, and she's
Okay.
check the jar.
That's what I needed to know, whether or not it was mixed through or just on top. As you light this on fire, the flame immediately burns bright blue, and you watch as the beaker cracks and this stuff spills out across the floor, immediately spreading rapidly over the surface as it spreads out. All of you have to step back rapidly as it begins burning so hot and so bright that the rock beneath it begins to melt and bubble.
It's thermite! Okay, now
We're all
for some fun.
firebenders now.
Hey, you guys. So,
Whenever
what
the
do you
five
think
minutes
would-
line is.
That was so cool.
That was really cool. I
So
now
hot.
want to try something else. Does anyone have just like a section of that big rock? Like just like, a little piece or something?
Jared just
that's
walks
not-
around the corner and then comes back holding a section of the big rock.
Sweet, cheers. And then I want to see if the solution is enough to melt that piece of magnetic rock.
Shah looks at the fragment of rock and goes, I'm not really sure that's big enough. We need to go bigger, right?
Well, I mean, I want to find out if it'll set the entire rock on fire, because I'm kind of thinking, what would happen if we accidentally detonated some of this stuff in the very middle of the rock? All of this, all of like the sticky goo would catch on fire. It would smell absolutely awful. And like,
So the
no one has to know
smell,
it's us.
it looks like this new formulation, the metal dust emulsified through the slime. There's no smell. It's just this ozone smell of, Yeah, almost like the smell of lightning that's left behind. This smell of ozone. That's very odd.
So, but I want to know if it's going to melt the rock, because we might get in like a lot of trouble if we melt their project. But like, if we help them by clearing out the slime, like we could wipe the metal powder, try and mix it in as much as we can to surfaces on the rock, and then just kind of see what happens. But I want to see if it'll like, you know, destroy the whole rock thing first.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get a bigger section of rock, hey? See if we can get something a bit bigger. You do a small scale test with this. I'll come back with something a bit bigger. How does that sound?
Was that Shah?
Oh,
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'll go with her. I'll go with her.
No, it's okay. I got this. You stay here and watch the show.
I'll come. I'll follow.
well,
Yeah.
Fine.
all right. Oki is now frantically like trying to mix up as much of this thermite as she physically can. Like she's got all of her samples, all of the goo. Like she's got like, hey Jared, have you guys like got some of this like metal powder already? Like I saw a bunch of those sample jars. They were pretty sweet.
No. How'd you make that metal dust?
Oh, it's literally just rock plus slime, and then shake it.
Oh, we could probably get to work making some of that if you like.
Yeah, like, do you want to like, let's get max amounts, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Sweet. And then at the same time, she's also, she probably doesn't have time to test gunpowder plus thermite, but she's got them both in her hands, ready. She's standing like next to Sherva, and she's just sort of giving Sherva this look of, we have done fucked up. They are totally onto us. She is totally going to go tell on us. So we need to be ready to make the biggest bang we physically can. Like...
So the Jareds...
Full on,
yep.
Yeah.
So the Jareds head over and begin mixing rocks with slime and shaking it up. Remember, this took a couple of minutes to dissolve and make metal powder last time. So they get to work on that. Marco, you watch as Shah and Al walk out from behind this big rock where the rest of them went. You see the Jareds sort of emerging behind this a couple of times, grabbing some random shit and then going back behind it again. You know what they're up to. But now you see, yes, Al and Shah head out, and Shah sort of like seems to be like chatting to Al quite casually, but occasionally like sort of giving a bit of a nudge or laughing a little bit louder at some of the things that he's saying, and then almost a little bit flirtatiously. But they begin walking down away from the rock towards the encampment below.
So Al was like, you thought the fire. How was that? How cool was that fire?
Oh, so cool, right? So hot.
You know what's cooler than fire?
What's cooler than fire?
Wind.
Tell me more. Tell me. No. Tell me. How is wind cooler than fire?
It breezes on you and like evaporates your sweat and actually cools you down.
Oh, that is so cool. Do you know, I've always wanted, it's never gonna happen, but I've always wanted to meet an airbender. I just think they're so hot.
Really?
Yeah. Those like cool tattoos. And then she looks at you. Because at this point you are wearing like headgear and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm,
but she just sort of looks at you and then, yeah, be so cool.
Yeah, well, like I met an airbender on the way here, and like he was very cool.
Tell me more. What was he like? I bet he was like really strong and handsome.
Tell me more.
Well, like
that song is banned.
He was strong. He was handsome. He was
mega
smart.
rapey. No one sings that song. It is. Listen to the lyrics. It is. It's not okay. Not okay.
It's 100% rapey. Marco's burning his eyes out at the moment.
You could say he blew me away.
So funny. Was he that funny too? She puts like a hand on your shoulder.
Does Al know what's going on?
Does Al know what's going on?
Can Al
Does Al have a whistle?
assess the situation?
Yes, of course Al can assess the situation. I don't think Al would blow that whistle if he had it. 11, full success. Al, what do you want to know? Ask me specific questions. You got 2 specific questions. What do you want to know?
Is she onto us?
Yes, she's 100% onto you. So obviously onto you. When she reacted so strongly when she heard the name Sherva. She's so clearly onto you. And then when Jared went to say, what about the reward? She elbowed him in the ribs to shut him up. Clearly she's onto you.
Okay, yeah. Is there the slightest chance that she's actually into Al?
No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Game sucks.
I'm so sorry. 100%. I'll tell you what. 100%. She's interested in Al's reward money.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, man.
There's a thing here that I have to
Yep.
tick.
Would
and
I-
it's give your affection to someone worthy.
Yep.
Al identifies that she is not worthy.
Yes.
Aww.
Seeing
Yeah.
what's
So-
happening,
Yes.
would I know
The
that?
Geneva Convention has entered the chat.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
Sorry,
why I did it
just saw
before.
that.
I started laughing like so
That's
much.
good. Yeah, we need to talk about that. That's good. I like that. That's good. Sorry, carry on. It's good. I like that.
Would I know that something's off by them going to the tents or not?
Do you want to roll me a assess the situation, please?
Assess the situation.
Can Al give help? Because he's
No,
trying to
because
take
Al
the
is
whole
currently
Marco.
walking down these steps
So, guys,
with his
this is not
new
gonna go well.
girlfriend.
Yep,
4.
cool.
Marco, it's all
We're all
fine.
good.
Everything's
We're all good.
sweet. You just watch Al and this flirt. He's just flirting with this girl. This girl's flirting with him. They seem to be having a good time, and they're just walking away. Nothing to worry about.
Did Al see Marco when they were walking past?
I'd say probably you were a bit focused on, like, because the choices are look at Marco talking to an old man or look at the pretty girl who's paying you attention and flirting with you. I think it's safe to say
It's
that
like-
Al would be.
If Al noticed him, he would be like, "Oh, the others are over there." Like the others.
I
are
know
being,
where you
like-
guys are. That's not
Okay,
a.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he's figured it out.
I'm gonna start doing little side projects, going up to the thin walls and putting like small amounts of slime on them to see if it will just be enough to erode it all the way through.
Yeah, as you begin sort of like moving the slime, how are you doing it? Are you doing it just with your hands or how are you moving
No.
it?
Like I'm grabbing like a beaker and then like grabbing some off and like just pouring a little bit on.
The 2 firebenders who are like watching the tunnel look at you and go, "What are you doing?" Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
When did you turn Russian?
It's the other one. He hasn't spoken.
Comrade? No. Testing stability.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yep. I continue.
Just begin spreading slime. Al. Shah is walking with you down the steps towards the main encampment. My question is, what are you doing? Are you just walking with her? You figured
So
out that
we're walking down the steps.
down the steps away from the rock and
How
towards
long
the
are the
encampment.
steps? How far are the steps down?
About 15 meters on the diagonal from the ground. So there's
That's pretty high up, right? Like
about
they're
40
pretty
steps.
Steep
pretty
stairs.
steep. Yeah, pretty steep. Oh my god. Yes, they are. Remember, you are an airbender who is a pacifist.
Whoops! The passive wind.
Help!
Yeah.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Al, do you have something you'd like to tell me? What would you like to do?
Yeah. Okay, so Al knows that she's onto them. Al knows that she is zero interest in him,
Yes.
and that makes him sad.
Okay.
Not violent.
Sad people do crazy things. I saw red, and I
You
just.
can't survive falling downstairs. Just remember.
How
that.
busy is it at the bottom of the stairs? How many people? Like, are there a lot of Fire Nation soldiers? Is there like people that she can alert?
No, not in the immediate vicinity. They're a little bit further away around the encampment. This is a little bit of a walk between the bottom of the stairs and the tents, deliberately, so that none of the tents are attached or touching the rock, so that when it gets struck by lightning, none of them get hit by the lightning.
Does Al think he can fake falling down the stairs without hurting himself?
I mean, you could use airbending to cushion your fall. Yeah, you could use airbending for that. Absolutely. What's your plan here?
Yeah, Al doesn't have one.
Okay.
Apart from like,
because we went from pushing her down the stairs to pushing myself down the stairs.
Everyone assumed that Al was thinking about pushing her. That thought never passed Al's mind.
Oh, okay,
It's not a pacifist move.
You're right.
Good.
Think about suffocating her instead.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Al's like, yeah. The airbender we came across on the way here, he was pretty rich.
Oh, really? I thought they like forsaked possessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, this one was like less of like a nomad as opposed to like just a wanderer, a really cool dude.
He wasn't a nomad. He was just so mad, right? Like he's just so mad.
So mad. That's a good one, show. I'll remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Right.
So wait, where are we going? Why are we getting a rock from down the stairs?
Oh, I thought we could get one of the ones that's been like fully processed, maybe before it goes through the furnace. That'd be a bigger one. It's like been collected from deeper within, right? Like you want to get like a bigger sample, right?
Right.
She's
I'll
lying,
stops.
given your previous.
I'll stop. Yeah. I'll stops and
She walks a few more
and,
steps
like,
and turns back and
looks
goes,
at
"What's wrong?"
like, I really feel this connection. Do you feel something here?
She gives a bit of a smile, goes, "Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about."
Do you like want to go and like sit on the rocks up there and just like have a look at the scenery?
Maybe later, flirt. I want to see some explosions first.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And
that's
then
fair.
we'll see what happens, eh?
Al takes a step down the stairs and trips a few stairs.
Okay.
Just a few.
Just a few. All right. Do you want to roll
Just a few.
me?
Can I rely on my skills and training? Is that he like so when he slips on the stairs, he's faking it. He's using airbending to cushion himself.
Yes, I would say so. Yes.
But like covertly.
Yeah, I would say you can use skills and training.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Which is a focus
Did I
roll.
roll? Didn't roll. No. That's a 7.
7. Mixed success. On a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9, you do it imperfectly. The GM tells you how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. As you do your little trip and fall, and you do your airbending, the gust of wind that you let out is a little bit more obvious than you perhaps thought it might be. And as you basically like air blast the ground in front of you to like catch yourself, she just looks at you dead in the eye and goes, "You're that airbender you were talking about, aren't you?"
It says that the GM tells you how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. Accept those consequences or mark 1 fatigue.
Would you like to mark a fatigue instead?
I would love to mark a fatigue.
Nice. Yeah. As
fatigue be in the form of his ankle being sprained.
Sure. As you do this
like
like blast of air, like at the last moment, because it kicks up some sand into her eyes, she doesn't see what happens, and she's just sort of like rubbing her eyes. She's like, stupid desert. Wiping the shit out of her eyes. Are you okay? Did you? It looked like you tripped there.
I think I hurt my ankle. My ankle. I can't walk. Can you help me back up the stairs to the tent to sit down?
Wait, are you sure you can't walk?
Al pretends to try and put some weight on it and just like drops again.
Oh, well, this will be even easier. And she begins running down the stairs.
You need to push her, dude. You need to push her. You need to push her.
And blast her off like 6 stories.
You need her. It's the only way at this point.
I'm so sorry, but she didn't want you to come with her anyway. She's been trying to find an opportunity to ditch you the whole time.
You need to push her.
Okay, when she's about, I don't know, 2 meters from the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
Not far enough to do any serious injury to herself.
Okay.
Al airbends her feet to slip into like misstep on the stairs.
Alrighty.
the very steep rocky
roll
stairs.
roll me with skills and training to do an airbend to try and trip her up.
Oh god.
How high off the ground is that?
We succeed.
I hope I don't kill her. Please don't kill her.
Kill her! Kill
Just
her!
kill her.
7 again.
7.
She's dead!
as you airbend, no, she's not dead. Come on. As you airbend, and send this blast of airbending out, the sound of footsteps coming around the corner because she cries out as she falls forward. Are you going to accept these consequences or take another fatigue?
I mean, if I take a fatigue, she's just gonna get there and call for help anyway. So yeah, this is what happens. I guess, yeah.
As she trips forward, she cries out like "ah!" and slams into the ground. Not hard enough to take too much damage, but hard enough that she lets out a bit of a thud and a yelp. Immediately, 2 guards sort of come round the back of one of the tents and see her on the ground and see you sort of standing up on the stairs. They go, "What's happened here?" And they
She
start
fell
running
on the
towards
stairs.
her.
She was running on the stairs and she fell.
She points back at you and goes, "He's one of the airbenders. I still get the reward though, right?" And that's where we're going to
An
end for
airbender.
tonight. Because this is going to go on for a very long time. This is not going to be something we can wrap up tonight. The consequences of this are going to be like 2 sessions worth, I suspect. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Sorry to end on a cliffhanger, but I always end on a cliffhanger, and I'm not fucking sorry. So thank you for joining us. We really love having you around. We will be back again, not next week, but the week after. So we'll see you all the week after. So have a lovely week off. I hope you can use this opportunity to catch up on the Avatar sessions. If this is your first time listening, jump back and listen all the way back to episode 1. If you have been enjoying Avatar The Last Airbender, but you've never listened to any of our D&D streams, you would really like it. So go and check out the Lost Archives Tyranny of Dragons. You'll love that as well. You can start back at the beginning, but we're up to our 80th episode with that, I think. 70th episode. So feel free to not start at the very beginning. Let me double check. I think it might be. Let me have a quick look. I should know this.
Up to you.
Sorry, episode 62. So if you don't want to go back and listen to 62 full episodes, you don't have to. You can start maybe at episode 40. I think that's when a good changeover occurs. But that's everything from me. Stay safe, everybody. Stay well. We will see you all again next time. Farewell. Thank you all lovely players for joining me once again. And thank you, chat. I can see you've been having a bit of fun paying out our players and paying out me. So how fun is that? No, chat are lovely. We love you. All right, everybody. Stay safe. Farewell. Bye.
Just watching it.
Yeah, bye.